Hey everybody, welcome to Garrett's Games at Essen, video series and podcast that you guys have grown to love over the last 20 years, and we're now doing videos from Essen itself. Yes, we are here in Germany at Essen, Germany. The Messe is just over that way, and we are heading there after this video to make sure that we show you all of the stuff we're given with videos every day this week. And our video this week, or this time, is Viva Catrina. It is for 2 to 6 players from the Flying Games, designed by Frederic Boulle and Gregory Grard. It is a beautiful game about the Dia de los Muertos.
El Dia de los Muertos,
exactly, Day of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
And you are have your own villages where you're drafting tiles and having fun with these beautiful, colorful tiles. But before we talk about the game, remember, you can support the podcast by subscribing first, giving us a thumbs up, making sure you ring the bell so you find out about all of the videos that we're going to have this week and every single week. And you can support us by going to patreon.com/GarrettsGames or down in the show notes to check out that link to extensive list of games that no longer fit on our shelves but belong on your table. So, without further ado, let's talk about Viva Catrina. So in Viva Catrina, we're going to be celebrating Dia de los Muertos. It is the Day of the Dead, and so we are going to be designing our respective villages here by placing out tiles, drafting tiles from here to try to score various things. We're trying to get chimera statues. We are trying to get sets of balloons. We're trying to get people and butterflies. And then we're trying to get these 6 different types of buildings that are possible on the tiles. Now you'll notice that in our tiles here, there are 2 different types of pathways. There is the purple pathway and the orange pathway. The orange monarch butterfly pathway is just with the monarch butterflies, whereas all of the other things, the balloons with skulls on them, the people, various people, and so on, all of those are going to be on the purple pathway, and things only score if you connect them back through the pathways.
To this tile.
To the main tile, the double tile that you've got. You are going to then be, on your turn, drafting a tile from either end of the 2 rows. So right now, 4 tiles, and almost always 4 tiles, are going to be available unless, and this happened in a couple of our plays, one of the rows goes completely away. Then you just have your choice of the 2 that are on either side. There are as many rounds in the game as there are people that are playing. So in a 2 or 3 player game, you're going to have 2 or 3 rounds, 2 players 2, 3 players 3. And then the other side of the board actually has a shorter path of tiles, 2 rows, but that's for 4 to 6 players. So as we said at the top, this plays 2 to 6 players, which is really kind of nice.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So we are going to just quickly do some drafting here and then set it up, and we'll talk a little bit about scoring. Okay, so now that is just one of 2 rounds, because we're 2 players that we would play. We'd fill the board again. Shelley would become the start player for the second round, and we would do more drafting. But if we look at what we've got scoring here, we're going to look at all of the various parts. So Shelley, why don't you talk about the chimeras first?
Okay, well, these are the chimeras, and they're really beautiful, I would want to say.
Yeah, really
they're
colorful.
all unique, and they're just really stunning looking. But if you're able to connect the pinkish road, surrounded by the
the tan area.
The tan little cobbles.
Yeah, you're making a pillar that they're going to stand on.
Right.
There.
If you're able to do that, and it has to fit exactly.
Right.
Then you are able to put these pieces in, which will represent at the end of the game 3 points for the small one,
or
and
5 points, as I did
for the
over
big
here
one.
for the big one. Okay.
Right. And then if you're able to, you have to connect them up to this tile for them to count.
Yeah, they
But
have
if
to be
you-
connected to your double tile.
Right. But if you're able to get the first person to get 3 balloons in each of the colors, gets the one that's worth more points.
So, for example, I've got 3 red balloons here.
Right.
So I picked this up. This will be worth 5 points. If Shelly got
So I would get
second
3.
place, she would get 3.
But then if you were able to do another 3, you would get, this one would go up to 6, and Doug's
This
would
one
go
go
up to 10.
10. Now notice that I actually have 6 of the red balloons on my board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But this one is not connected back to this tile, so I don't get to flip this over yet. But I am very close to getting that flip of the tile. The other things that you can score is at the very end of the game, both of these things, which is you get a point for every person that is connected back to your main tile. So currently I have 1, 2, 3, 4 people connected back up. And Shelley, you've got 1, 2, 3. Right? And then for every butterfly, you get 2. So I've currently got 2, 4, 6, 8.
And I have 2, 4, 6, 8 as well.
Exactly. And then finally, we look at the different types of buildings. And all of the start tiles start with 1. And I have just that 1, which is worth nothing at the beginning of the game.
And I have 1,
You've got to
2.
I think just the 2. Yeah, 2. So currently Shelley has 2 points. Now, one of the key things, and we missed this in the first play, is that if you were to draw another of this, I'm sorry, 2 gives you 1 point. Yeah. If you were to draw another of the same type of building, so for example, if Shelley got the skull or this purple building, or I got the one with the bananas, then I would place it. I'm not going to get any benefit for scoring because these have to be different, but you get to draw another of the square tiles immediately out of the bag and place it. So it's an extra tile that you get to draw.
You don't have to necessarily connect all these road paths up as well.
Yeah, you can see that my orange one ends here. It doesn't happen, okay? And but otherwise, I've got things pretty nicely connected up. But of course, I've got these starts to pillars, but they're never going to complete because, and Shelley's got some like that too, because they are not there. But I've got some nice setups going here. But this one, for example, is, as Shelley was talking about, is too big, and will never take a chimera there. Right, exactly. Okay? So that is how you play Viva Catrina. All right, Shell. So what did you think of this one?
I love this game so much.
Now, this is one of the ones that was on her list.
Yeah, I had to have this game.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
It really is beautiful.
And, I happen to be pretty good at it. It's fun. It is so fun. You're looking...
Came within 1 point on the last game.
What's so great about it is you see half of the tiles, already. And you can only take from either end, right? You can take only from the ends.
Well, and she says half because in a 2-player game, you're only doing 2 rounds. So there's only 2 sets of tiles out there on the board.
So you're seeing what's coming out. You are also, when you take your tile from the end, you're opening up the next tile for the next person. So you're really trying to make it so that you're not setting them up, or if you really need that tile, you're kind of waiting because you don't want to not get that tile. Or if you're looking at their board and you think they're not going to take it, then you could do it, but otherwise you don't. That's not the case.
Yes.
So I find that really awesome.
Yes.
And that there's so many ways to play this game.
Well, and depending upon how the tiles come out, and as you said, you get to see in a 2-player game half of the tiles. It may be that maybe some of the balloons aren't coming out, so you're not going to necessarily focus on the balloons, but always focus on the balloons.
Well, there's so many things you can focus on. That's the thing.
And we forgot to talk about these, even though we have these. These are altars, right? And these score for any things. Exactly. So this one, for example, is a point for every person that is connected back to the middle tile.
Which you were already getting before.
Exactly.
But you're now going to get more for it.
Now you're going to get 2 points instead of 1 for every person.
And this one is for as many
green
balloons that you have.
Exactly.
So you get a bonus.
So as
that.
these come out, depending upon when you get them, it can focus your scoring.
Right. And you don't have to connect up something. You could be working towards the different chimeras, or you could be working on. I think that's what's so fun about the game is that there's always something to do.
Yes.
That's fun.
And some people do it well, and some people do it okay.
You do very well at it too.
It's really funny because the other game that we were able to get in Paris, I was able to win all of the arigatos. Shelley won all of the Viva Catrinas.
I love this game. I think it is fantastic.
It's
Think
beautiful.
it is gorgeous.
Yes.
But just thinking, like, where do you want to put your pieces? Are you going to be able to connect them up? Maybe you're just trying to look at what the other person has, so you're not setting them up.
That's true.
To get the balloons, or maybe to get 6 balloons.
I felt like I played a little bit too defensive, and Shelley was just like, boom. It's like, oh, you're going to take that? I don't care, because I'm going to get this, and I'm going to get as many points as the one you just sold from me.
It's a fast game, but it's really great thing.
It really
is. It's just so much fun, and it's a game that you can pick up like that.
Yeah,
so
and the fact that it plays really 2 to 6 players, that's pretty cool. We look forward to playing this with a couple of couples who, and be given its level, it is a colorful one that is immediately going to attract the eye, and it's going to be a good family level game that I think is going to appeal to a lot of people who are, not big gamers like we are.
Well, I think it's fantastic. And I mean, look at these. How could you not love all these pieces are different?
Yeah,
every single one is a different creature that you can make. And I mean, it's just so beautiful, and it's so much fun.
All right. So that is Viva Catrina for 2 to 6 players from the Flying Games. Again, designed by Frederic Boulle and Gregory Grard, and plays in about 30 minutes. It has an 8+ rating. So it really is that family level. So that'll do it for this video. We hope you've got that subscribe button clicked. We hope that you are getting the thumbs up. We've got a lot to do. In fact, right now, it's Tuesday. We're heading over to the halls, and we're going to make sure that we get a tour and figure out what's going on. All right? So we'll report back with that. Stay tuned. Support the podcast. Patreon.com/Garrett's Games, or check out all those games that no longer fit on our shelves but belong on your table. Have a great one. We'll see you next time. Bye.